Now, with my relationships with my girlfriend, with my family, things can be very difficult. I often take things too personally. I probably don't pay attention in some areas that I should, and I really sometimes just get offended when there's nothing to be offended about. What I put together are 10 tips for the autistic teen. I've got a 15-year-old who has autism, and if I'm able to pass on anything to him that would have helped me when I was 15, then this is my chance to do that. So tip number 1, it is okay to be weird. I know it doesn't seem that way, and I know a lot of people tell you that you have to act like everybody else, do what everybody else does. Sometimes we're just not able to. Sometimes you just got to be yourself, and sometimes yourself is weird. And that's okay. It's okay to be strange. It's okay to not like the things everybody else likes. We have to follow rules. We have to do what we're supposed to, but it is okay to be weird. Tip number 2, don't let the expectations of other people cause you stress. Now, that being said, everybody has expectations of us. Our parents, our girlfriends, our friends, our preachers, everybody has expectations of us. So one of the things that you can do to not allow yourself to feel a lot of stress is not let those expectations dictate who you are, who you feel you are. Don't let other people's expectations cause you stress. Just because someone expects you to act a certain way or expects you to do a certain thing doesn't mean that you should allow that to cause you a lot of stress. You should accept the fact that you are that weird, unique individual you are and love yourself for that. Tip number 3 is don't put so many expectations on yourself. By putting too many expectations upon yourself, you're just causing yourself a lot of stress and anxiety that you don't need. You got to remember, you're just like everybody else. You're going to fail. You're going to fall short sometimes, and that's okay. Tip number 4, structure and order are paramount. Keep in mind that sometimes things fall apart and plans just don't go as planned. And this is true for everything in life, whether it's your parents made plans to take you for ice cream or your friends made plans to go meet for pizza after school and you aren't able to go. It's okay to be upset about that. It's not okay to act out and scream and yell and throw fits. Sometimes you just got to accept that crap happens and you got to deal with it like that and move on. Just be happy. Tip number 5 is very important because when you feel stress and anxiety and depression, tell somebody. There are a lot of people out there that are willing to talk to you. You have teachers, you have friends, your parents, neighbors. There are a lot of people that are willing to talk to you and make sure that you stay in a good place. If you really need to, I'll put an email address down below, or you can email me and I'll talk to you. Tip number 6, pace yourself. We always seem to get in a hurry. We always seem to be wanting to go someplace or go do something. But we're always running around and not taking the time to really enjoy life and really enjoying the things around us, the things that we really need to put our time into to enjoy. Take the time to color. Take the time to play with your trains. Take the time to spend with your family. Sometimes you don't like them. Sometimes they don't like you. But it's important that you take time to spend with them and to spend with yourself. Tip number 7 is something that I am totally guilty of. Stop blaming yourself for everything. Sometimes things fall apart, sometimes things break, sometimes things fall. Believe it or not, it's not always your fault. You might have an accident, you might knock something over, but it happens. It happens to all of us. If I had $1 for every time I dropped something throughout the day or for every time I fell over from walking, I'd be pretty rich, that's for sure. But I'm not. Stop blaming yourself. Stop saying you're sorry for things that you have no control over. It's okay to be sorry. It's okay when you've done something to apologize. It's important. Those are called manners. It's called respect. You should always have manners and respect. But you should stop blaming yourself for things falling apart or for things that are out of your control. Tip number 8. Do not let anybody tell you who you are. And what I mean by that is that we have rules. We have to follow rules. You obviously can't run up and down the street naked. You can't throw rocks at the neighbors even if you don't like them. You can't kick dogs because it's mean. But the one thing that you should never do is allow people to tell you who you are. Don't let someone tell you that you're a ball player if you're not a ball player. Don't let someone tell you that you can't be weird when that's who you are. Don't let someone tell you that you can't be the person that you are. Be you and be happy. Tip number 9. is something that I tell my kids all the time. Get off your butt. Get out and play. Go do something. I love playing with Legos. I love playing video games. But what I love more is getting out and going skateboarding or going for a hike. Getting outside, getting some energy, because I can promise you that a lot of the stress and anxiety that you are having are going to go away once you take a step outside and once you really start enjoying yourself. Before we go on to number 10, I'd like everybody to remind me you can find me everywhere here over on social media and online at Tanis Justice, just about everywhere, tanisjustice.com, and on Facebook at In My Light. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and share it with your friends. Tip number 10 is probably the most important thing that I can tell anybody, because it's the thing that I've been most guilty about, and it's the thing that's haunted me more than anything over the last 45 years of my life. You are not alone. You are not alone. I have autism. My oldest son has autism. There are so many of us out there that have autism, and we're strange, we're unique. You are an incredible person, and you should never be ashamed of that. I know that it gets dark sometimes. I know that you get depressed, that your anxiety takes over and you just go nuts. But you're not alone. If you'd like to read the full article, please go to my website.